Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. As a listener, I'm not trying to say that you're not doing anything because, man, if it wasn't for you, we'd be in big trouble. Big trouble.
If it wasn't for you, Rod, it's you. You're the power taking action.
Well, when I was in the federal government, I was an investigator, and I was hired on 9/12, okay? And I saw the bull that was going on there, okay?
I want to hear about it when we get back. I'm going to quit interrupting you, and then I promise we're going to get to Scott, Philip, Donna, Dave. We'll just take calls the rest of the hour because I got one caller can call in with an issue, and I just go off on it. But it's important. But I want everybody to understand, this show is nothing but one big, giant solution. It's called love and liberty and freedom and getting up on your hind legs and standing up to bullies and cleaning house. It's getting fired up. Watch me. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and have Tarpley on in the last hour today to talk about Obama's plunging approval ratings and what that means, the cap and trade, and a lot more. Okay, I want to go to Scott, Philip, Donna, David. You've been holding like champs. Rod, finish your points you've been trying to make about being a federal investigator after 9/12. Go ahead.
Well, basically, the question that I wanted to get to was, what do we replace the system with specifically? Do we print a new dollar? What is that going to do to the countries around the world that are holding dollars? Is there a reasonable way? When the system is based on fraud, and fraud is a crime, who is responsible to be arresting these people? Who is it specifically? That's what I'm asking about. I'm asking about who is actually specifically in charge to oversee these things so that we can hold these people accountable. I don't know where to go.
Ron Paul says state grand juries should start indicting all these people like Madoff and others, doing investigations, and then after that, people can be federally charged after they've been convicted in state court. Clearly, there are processes that Ron Paul and many other economists, he is an economist, not his medical doctor, have laid out. We can have a debate about that, but we know this group of crooks needs to go. Some plans over a decade would phase out the current dollar, the Federal Reserve dollar, and at the same time would stop issuing as much of it. So that would actually be good for nations holding it. And then you'd have kind of a dual system as you phased that out. You would ban the derivatives, these fraudulent counterfeit instruments they make. The banks just make these up. You would restrict fractional reserve banking because this is the false economy, the predatory economy, the flim-flam economy that is waging war against the real economy. Notice the biggest funders of global greenhouse taxes and these systems are J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of England, shareholders, Goldman Sachs, because they're parasites. They want you bankrupt. They want to own you. They are con artists, Ponzi scheme operators. They got so big they rule the planet, but it's through fraud. And so we just point out that they are the real government instead of always looking at Obama or Bush. They're like, look at my puppets. You know, I need to get some little puppets, an Obama puppet, or have somebody make one. An Obama puppet and a Bush puppet, or a McCain puppet. Look, here's my puppets. Don't look at me. Meanwhile, here's the New World Order up here. We're starting to look past them. People are finding out, oh, it's the banks. Oh, it's a New World Order. And they are getting scared. I watched Bernanke, this town hall he did at the Kansas City Fed, same Fed where they tried to arrest my guys for being 200 yards away at a World War I memorial. Just crazy video on the web. That's in the new film, by the way. And our clip of it is. And Bernanke's scared up there. Look, they've lost the arrogance. They used to go into Congress and Congress would like, oh my God, a God just came in. And now it's, hey, crook, what are you doing? It's over for them. They can, and they're going to pull scams. But I mean, you ask, what do we replace it with? The Constitution. It has provisions for all of that.
I see that. But one of the things that, as a listener, and that's really all I'm trying to say here is, as a listener, I'm trying to get at my own ideas as to what I can go and do. And I get those from you. I get them from a lot of other people. And I've already exercised my abilities. I've contacted my congressman. I've contacted my representatives. I was the Alaska State Coordinator for We the People with Bob Schultz, and that's how I initially got in touch with Ron Paul back in '99. I was a federal investigator. I resigned due to corruptions and some other things. I've done everything that I can do as a person that I think of to do this, but yet it's still going on. So I see your fight. I'm trying to participate in the fight, and what I think we ought to do is really look into the possibility of citizens' arrest. because under the Constitution, it's clear.
Yeah, no, that is in the Constitution, and the people created the counties and cities and states, and so that's why a city is a corporation. It's so-called self-rule. Now the mayors and police forces are owned by the unions and the offshore banks. Most of them don't even know it, and so it's an us against them. They're sucking off us. It's the parasite. It's like the thing in the movie Alien that attaches to your face and lays the New World Order egg. We got to get it off our face. And so instead of always trying to find a magic bullet or something that brings the whole elephant down, you got to just go in, discredit the system until nobody supports it. I appreciate your call. Scott in Texas. Go ahead, Scott.
What's going on?
Worldwide transmission.
I hear your thing about solutions, and I'm a first-time caller. I've only been listening to you recently, but I've covered a ton of your stuff on the internet, over 50 hours of YouTube, including the Obama deception. And my question, and I'm with you on everything from New World Order to Bilderbergers, Trilateral Commission, Council of Foreign Affairs, all that stuff, because it's happening right under our noses, and the evidence is right there. But my question is, we talk about fighting the New World Order and exposing the secret government and spreading the word and all this. I never hear anybody talking about the reasons why these elite factions feel it necessary to congregate in these organizations and secretly plan all of our futures.
All right, stay there. You're making a great point. We're going to come back, talk about that with Scott, Philip, Donna, David, and a lot of others right here on GCN, Infowars.com.